We're going to add a few more vocabulary words today, but not very many, because most of our time is going to be focusing on practicing our reading, writing, and conversational skills. But we are going to add a little bit more school vocabulary just to help round out the sentences that we're able to understand and use. So we have two more words listed underneath our first section that we didn't fill out the other day. The first one is the word for today. The word is aujourd'hui. Aujourd'hui. Tomorrow is demain. Demain. Hopefully you remember this word from the very beginning of the school year when we were doing farewells, and we had the phrase à demain, see you tomorrow. Alright, flip those vocab packets over, and we're going to fill in section 5, called Other School Vocab. We have 4 quick words that help us explain what's going on at school and different things that happen. These are all things that could be scheduled ahead of time, such as tests, homework, our break time, or our dismissal time. A test, there are in fact several different ways to say the word test in French, but the most common, and the one that I want you to memorize, is un examen. Normally we would use an L apostrophe here, an L apostrophe, but since of course examen begins with an E, which is a vowel, it makes it impossible to tell whether the word is masculine or feminine. Okay, so we won't say le examen, be l'examen, but the word is still masculine, hence the use of the word un examen. It's really easy to remember if you think of the English word exam, which is another word for test. Homework. The word for homework in French is always plural. So think about it in terms of you always have a whole lot of homework. Okay, so we're going to say les devoirs. Les devoirs. There is no singular form of it. It is technically a masculine word, but you cannot say le devoir. It's not a thing. The word only exists in the plural form. A break or a recess. In French, these are actually considered the exact same thing. So we could use this for recess in terms of like elementary school recess, or we could use it for breaking classes. So for example, passing periods, or like the break that you get right after lunch. The official word is la récréation. Récréation. But since that's a pretty long word, most French people, and in fact your book also uses this abbreviation, we just say la récré. La récré. And then last but not least, dismissal. Okay, so again, this could work for dismissal from a particular class, or it could mean dismissal at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. The word in French is la sortie. La sortie. This word actually makes a lot of sense in the French because this means not just dismissal, but also exit. So, for example, we have the exit signs above doors here in the United States. Okay? In France, those exit signs say sortie. That's where you go to leave. So it's the exact same concept from class or from school. You're leaving, you're exiting, you're done. All right. Today, you're going to be practicing your conversational skills, being able to talk about your school schedule, what all goes on when, and what you think about it. And then you'll also get a very special treat. I had a friend of mine whose name is Benoit. He is from Saint-Malo in France. He lived here in Kansas City for about a year before moving back to go to university in Rennes. Because it was really hard for me to find a reading article that had to do with all of this schedule information, he went ahead and did me a favor and wrote a letter to you. You can find this posted on our Google Classroom. We'll have a reading assignment based upon can you understand what his original letter said. And then I also want you to write him a short note back. 1 paragraph is fine, but a little bit about telling him about the same sorts of things he told you. What are your classes? When do they happen? What do you think about them? And what's going on in your life in general here at school?